What's up, Panther fans? You know, this is Panthers 89. We're coming back for another season of hopefully not pain. It's been, 5 years since we made the playoffs? Maybe 6. I don't even remember at this point. I guess it would have been 2018 season. So, yeah, about 5 years. 6 years, whatever the hell it was. Not good. This organization has been an absolute dumpster fire since David Tepper took over the team. As we all know, that absolute dumpster fire. And for the first time in a long time, I think we actually had a really good offseason. We upgraded the offensive line, which we all know, if you watched any games last year, was by far the worst in the NFL. When Bryce Young had time and actually had a receiver open, it was lights out. He was money. He was accurate. He was right on. There's been plenty of videos of Caleb Williams going around where he makes a throw on the run or whatever, and it's like, oh, no quarterback's ever done that. And it's like, oh, you didn't see Bryce Young last year. The dude made plays, but the problem is when you're on the worst team in the NFL, no one cares and no one's going to see it. And I think that was a majority of the case. And there was so much bad that it was hard to see the little bit of good. I thought Bryce honestly did about as well as any rookie is going to do in that circumstance. I mean, you're talking about a terrible head coach in Frank Reich, which I didn't think was going to be that bad, but damn. That was a dumpster fire. And when you're talking about that O-line with those weapons, honestly, I thought he played pretty well throughout the year. And, I go back to that game against Green Bay where he played absolutely lights out. And it's like, that's what that guy can do. I completely believe that. Now, going into this season, we upgraded the O-line. We actually gave him some receivers. Now, I hate to say this, but I already got a new favorite player on the team, Xavier Legette. I mean, unless you speak that South, you have no idea what he's talking about. This dude, I think, is going to be an absolute monster, and my expectations are through the roof for this guy. I think he is a legit number one receiver. I don't know about day one necessarily, but I think he's going to contribute right away. And I think him and Bryce are going to have a hell of a connection for many years to come. Now, the one problem with that is whenever I have a favorite player, he is going to be gone from the team too quickly. Go through the list. Steve Smith, gone. Goes Baltimore, balls out. Cam Newton, obviously we know the ridiculous scenario there. Gone. And I mean, also just touch base. You want to know how much of a dumpster fire this organization has been? We literally brought the man back and he played okay, right? For somebody coming in to the middle of the season. I mean, I think he literally got signed in November. And we decided, you know what? Let's go ahead and play Sammy Darnold. Let's see what we got there. You know what you got there? Absolutely nothing. That's what you got. Ridiculous. And then DJ Moore, gone. Brian Burns, gone. So hopefully I didn't just curse Xavier. Let's hope. But I got a little excited for last year just because of Bryce. But this year I actually have some real excitement. Now, I don't know if it's misplaced hope, which it could be. But I actually think we have a competent head coach in Canales. Somebody that's not over the hills. Someone that is not, I don't even know what you call Matt Rule, but he's not him. He can actually get through a sentence without trying to sell you a Kia. So I'm very hopeful. I think he's actually a smart dude, and this is going to work out. Now, how many games do we win this year? Who knows? I think this is very kind of Russian roulette type situation where I don't know how this goes. This could be a very interesting season. But we actually have some talent. O-line should be much improved. Defense, I don't know. I think it's questionable. I know, obviously, they weren't happy with the cornerback situation. It's very rare on, I think it was the waiver wire after everybody was cut, that we brought in 3 new corners. And Canales was very disappointed in the corner position, it sounded like. So that will be interesting. And then, obviously, the D-line, losing Brian Burns, that's going to be a problem. You don't just replace one of the best DNs in the league with just random guys you're signing and bringing in, drafting, whatever. You're not going to replace necessarily that production. We did bring Clowney in, so that was cool. We'll see. You know, I think the defense is a bit of a question mark. But I mean, on the outside, you talk about Leggett, Johnson, Thielen. I mean, there's some weapons there that could do some things. So we'll see what happens. I'm definitely optimistic going into this year. Just to take a look at the schedule here. Got the Saints, the Aints. Man, I am glad we did not sign Derek Carr. That does not look like a promising situation for the Saints, put it that way. And keep in mind, I'm going to go through the schedule, and I'm going to go through with the absolute most optimistic view possible, right? So we go to New Orleans, start off the week. I think that's honestly a very toss-up game. New Orleans is tough at home, but I don't think New Orleans is going to be very good this year. And that's not even because I don't like them, which I don't, but I just don't think they're a very good team. So let's say we get the W there. Then we get San Diego at home. Always going to be the San Diego Chargers. I don't know what to make of that team. They lost a lot of weapons, but they do have Herbert. Harbaugh coming in there. Interesting. I don't know. You hope that we get the job done and can beat the Chargers at home. So maybe we start 2-0, right? We go to the Raiders. The Raiders are absolute dumpster fire, but it is a road game, but the Raiders are dumpster fire. So let's go ahead and say we win that too. Why not? Start out 3-0, which sounds delusional, but let's keep in mind just a few years ago with the old Sammy boy leading the team, we started out 3-0. Now, I did correctly predict that was going to end in absolute misery, which it did. Then go to week 4. We got the Bengals at home. That's not a game you expect to win, right? Probably drop to 3-1. Go to Chicago. Who knows with them? Obviously, they got weapons. They got DJ. But I'm not a believer in Caleb Williams. I think he's going to struggle. I think he's going to throw a lot of picks. We should have beat their ass last year. So I'm going to say that's a W. So I can see us going 4-1. Get Atlanta at home. I don't know what to make of the Falcons, right? If they're decent, right? They brought in Kirk, and then they said, you know what? Let's go ahead and draft a quarterback 8th overall, so we can use the majority of our salary cap all on the quarterback position. That makes a lot of sense. So let's go ahead and do that. That was an absolute genius move by the Falcons. I'd expect nothing less from them. I don't know. With Atlanta, I'd say we'd probably split, right? We'd probably take one at home, probably give one away on the road, right? So let's say we win that game. And keep in mind, it's all hypothetical, optimistic view. So we go to what, 4-1, right? And then you go play the Commanders. Now that is a dumpster fire. That is just, I don't know. I don't know how Jaden Daniels won the damn Heisman last year. I don't think he's very good. I think when he plays legit defense, the dude crumbles. I can see that being a W, 5-1. Then we go to the Donkeys. You know I'm never predicting a loss against that team, even though we all know our luck against them. Thank you, refs. Appreciate that Super Bowl 50 loss. I know it wasn't all refs, but damn, they dropped a lot of calls that was unfavorable, put it that way, right? So, screw it. We're going 7-1. Get the Saints at home. Yeah, we're going 8-1. We get the Giants at home. You know the Giants are terrible. Daniel Jones, Danny Dimes, you kidding me? Get him out of here. I mean, if anybody watched the Hard Knocks front office, even the Giants don't believe in old Danny Dimes. Screw it. We're going 9-1. Get the Chiefs at home. That's probably going to be a loss. 9-2, right? Say, and then we get the Buccaneers at home. Usually you can call division games a split, right? So maybe we win that. 10 wins there. Go to Philly. Probably lose that one. So that's what, our third loss of the season. Get the Cowboys at home. Probably a loss. Fourth loss of the season. Get the Cardinals at home. That's a win. And Tampa Bay. Go to their house. Probably a loss. Go to Atlanta. Probably a loss. Probably close the season out a little bit in a struggle. But you never know with division games. I mean, those go. I mean, who knows, right? Those always go a bunch of different ways. So let's see here. So I'd probably see about 5-6 losses on the schedule. Obviously, it could be 10 losses. Who knows what this team is going to be, right? But I think a 10-7 season is somewhat realistic, maybe 11 wins. But, you know, this all could be very much delusion. Canales could be a terrible head coach. Bryce Young could be a bust. And Leggett could be way too big and just is never really that good. And the defense could have so many holes in it that we never have a chance, right? I mean, these are all real possibilities. So take everything I said with a grain of salt. That's the optimistic view. I think 10-11 wins is a possibility. But I'm excited for the season coming up. Hopefully you guys are as well. I know this has got to be one of the more exciting seasons that we've had in a minute. So we can stop calling ourselves historians, hopefully. Stop talking about the Cam Newton days, and maybe we can be like, hey, our team isn't the worst in the NFL. But I think that's about all for this video. So thanks for watching. Go Panthers.